Buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive headfirst into an economic nightmare that's brewing right under our noses. Real estate speculation. It's like a termite colony, silently eating away at the foundation of our global economy. We're talking about a slow-motion crisis, and most of us are completely unaware. Think about it. The cost of living is skyrocketing everywhere. People are struggling to pay even basic rent, let alone a mortgage. Meanwhile, investors and landlords are snatching up properties by the thousands, buying land to leave it empty, buying houses and leaving them empty and to rot, while families struggle to have a roof over their heads. This isn't just about housing, it's about the very fabric of our society. It's about the very cause of the economic crisis. It's about answering why the gap between the haves and have-nots is growing. It's an economic system designed to benefit the rich at everyone else's expense. It's a global economic system that redistributes all the people's resources to the rich, to land speculators, to property owners. And if we don't open our eyes and smell the smoke, we'll all go down with the ship. Look around you. Unemployment is everywhere. There's such a huge number of workers that wages have dropped to just barely enough to get by. See that homeless person begging for money, starving while there are thousands of empty plots of land everywhere. Those families struggling to put food on the table in a world so rich and full of resources. That young couple buried in debt and can't even afford rent for a small apartment. These are the human faces of real estate speculation. Hunger, unemployment, not enough housing, a crisis with huge numbers. These aren't just big, hard-to-understand problems. They're the terrible results of a system that cares more about money than people's well-being. When investors treat land or buildings like something to buy and sell, grabbing millions of plots, they create a fake shortage of land. This action, this terrible practice, gives them the power to raise prices to levels regular people can't afford. And so the very base of a stable society starts to fall apart. This isn't just a small, annoying side effect of a complicated system. It's what always happens when people are super greedy. It's time to call this problem what it is: economic violence. This is the dirty little secret of real estate speculation. It's not actually about creating wealth, it's about inflating a bubble. Investors buy properties not because they need them, but because they think they can sell them later for a profit. This creates a dangerous cycle. As prices go up, more and more investors jump on the bandwagon, inflating the bubble even further. Meanwhile, regular folks get priced out of the market, forced to rent or move away entirely, forced into migration. And the numbers are terrible, to the point that they've left half the world homeless. It's an absurd number, a number that reflects the landowner's contempt for the people. Such a tragic situation creates a ripple effect throughout the entire economy. Local businesses suffer as customers disappear, wages stagnate as workers struggle to afford the inflated costs of housing and rent for their families. The middle class shrinks and inequality skyrockets. And when the bubble finally bursts, as all bubbles do, the entire economy comes crashing down with it. Don't even think for a second that this is just a local problem. Real estate speculation is a worldwide sickness, not caring about borders or beliefs. It infects economies all over the world, from Beijing to Berlin, from Buenos Aires to New York, from Moscow to Lima. And just like a virus, it doesn't respect any lines on a map. When one country's economy crashes because of a housing bubble bursting, the shockwaves spread out. Global trade stops. Investors get scared and pull their money out of the market. Money values drop. And before we know it, the whole world is looking into the pit of another Great Depression. This isn't an exaggeration. It's what logically happens if we keep going down this path. We're talking about a huge system failure, and the longer we pretend it's not happening, the worse it will get. Fifth act, the dollar's demise. Currency collapse in the age of real estate speculation. Let's talk about the dollar, shall we? That little piece of paper we all depend on to buy food, pay rent, and, pretend to understand the stock market. Well, guess what? It's not doing so hot. You see, when real estate speculation runs wild, it creates a false sense of security. Governments print more money to keep the bubble inflated, which leads to inflation and the devaluation of our currency. 70% of new bank loans are for real estate purchases, which means pouring gasoline on the fire of real estate speculation. This isn't about production, it's money to inflate the speculative bubble. And when the bubble bursts, as it inevitably will, the dollar will be right in the middle of the explosion, taking our savings, our pensions, and our shaky economic stability with it. Remember those post-apocalyptic movies where people use bottle caps as currency? Yeah, well, start stocking up, folks, because that's the future we're heading towards if we don't get real estate speculation under control. Section 6, the Great Freefall. An unprecedented recession looms. We've talked about hunger, homelessness, economic collapse, and money losing its value. Fun stuff, right? But here's the real kicker. All of this is just a warm-up for the main event, a recession like the world has never seen before. Forget the Great Depression. We're talking about the Great Freefall, a bottomless pit of economic despair that will make the 2008 financial crisis look like a walk in the park. Think mass unemployment, widespread poverty, and social unrest on a scale that would make the French Revolution look like a polite disagreement. This is the future that real estate speculation is building for us, one inflated lot and one overpriced house at a time. Section 7. A solution as simple as it is radical. Taxing the void to save the world and our future. Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. Let's talk solutions. How do we defuse this ticking time bomb? How do we stop real estate speculation from turning our world into an apocalyptic nightmare? It sounds like a huge task, but it doesn't have to be. Because there's one policy that could make all the difference. Taxing building land as if it were already built. Yes, building land should be taxed as if it were developed property. That's right, folks. We're talking about hitting these speculators where it hurts most, in their wallet. Think about it. Right now, investors can hold on to building land for years, even decades, just waiting for its value to go up. And all this time, they don't pay property taxes. It's true. Building land pays no taxes. It's like a prize for laziness, a prize for the speculator, a free ride to fortune at the expense of working families who are struggling to afford a place to live. But if we taxed building land at the same rate as developed properties, say $200 a year, we create a strong reason not to hoard land. The amount of new money made from this tax would be so much that we could get rid of all the other bad taxes that hurt businesses, trade, and savings. Basically taxes that go against private property. With just $200 a year, suddenly all those empty lots and abandoned buildings would become a burden for landowners, not an asset. Investors would be forced to develop the land or sell it to someone who will. But as we said before, there are millions of building plots. Landowners will never be able to afford to pay $200 a year for their millions of plots. This will cause an oversupply of land, so much so that very soon its price will drop to the level of the tax itself. Soon we will see land sold for just $200, and so anyone can finally own a piece of land. This would put the land back to good use, able to house everyone, feed everyone, give jobs to those who need them, and help cool down the overheated housing market. Section 8. The time to act is now. A call to arms against land speculation. This isn't some crazy idea, it's an urgent plan that can wipe out real estate speculation from the face of the earth. But we have to act now, before it's too late. The longer we wait, the bigger the bubble will get and the more awful the results when it bursts. This isn't just about money. It's about fairness for everyone. It's about making sure everyone can get a piece of land and with it a job, food, and a safe, affordable home. It's about making a world where our kids and grandkids have a chance at a good life, not just a life of struggle. We need to call our elected officials, organize protests, and only vote for people who fight against land speculation. We need to make more people aware of this problem. We need to make it clear that we won't just stand by while real estate speculation ruins our communities, our economy, and our future. Section 9, A Ray of Hope, envisioning a world beyond the crisis. It's easy to feel swamped by how big this problem is, to think we can't do anything about it. But we can't let ourselves give up hope. We have to hold on to hope, imagine a better future, and fight with all our might to make it happen. Imagine a world where everyone has a roof over their head, where communities thrive, and where the economy works for everyone, not just a lucky few. A world without taxes that punish business owners, trade, savings, but only one tax on the pure value of the land. This is the world we are fighting for. It won't be easy, but it's a fight worth having. Because the other choice, a future full of economic collapse, social problems, widespread suffering, and private property being taken away, is just not okay. The time to act is now. Let's get to work. Thank you for watching this analysis. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more content on investing and finance. See you next time.